Hello, welcome. So I am live now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So today I decided to go live and do this new series. Hopefully it will turn into kind of this weekly series that we do together. My intention with this series is to take you with me on a journey to creating a website. So this is something that's kind of like excruciating for me, is like creating a website, and the process of going through creating a website is kind of exhausting, can be frustrating. So I thought, why not take my friends on the journey with me, and hopefully I can kind of share tidbits that I already know and have discovered, and also things that I'm learning along the way to help you. And then also I was kind of hoping that you guys could help me. So as we go through this process, if you have tidbits and information that you've experienced, then please comment below. So first, take a moment and comment below and let me know that you're watching this. Whether you're watching this live or later, I would love to know who's watching and who's going on this journey with me. So take a moment and comment below. And then also let me know if you have created a website before, or if you are desiring to, or if you have a need to. Comment below and let me know your situation. So I'm hoping that this will be a fun, exciting journey to go together in creating a website. Because it is a journey. So stay tuned. If you are watching, stay tuned, because at the end I'm going to share with you my first step in creating a website. Every time I create a website, this is what I do, and I feel like it is a step that a lot of people actually skip over. So if you're watching, stay tuned for the end, because I'm going to go over that first step that I've already done. So, but I wanted to take a minute and say that the truth about creating a website is it is not as easy as the ads make it out to be. Now, I'm not dogging anybody or any system or program, because I'm sure that you have used something and it has been helpful for you. I actually love all of these free website builder apps like Wix and Weebly and all of these free apps or programs online. I love them. I think that they're great, and I've actually thought about using them if I'm just quickly wanting to create a web page and I'm not really caring about all of the details. The problem that I've faced, and let me know if this is something that you've faced too, is that when you are going to create a website and you're using these free places that have templates and things like that, the things that we run into are things like we don't have enough content to put into it. So maybe you find this template and it's really beautiful and it's all laid out perfectly and they've put all of their fake content in there, but then when you actually go to put in your content, you realize, like, I don't have anything to put there, or I don't have a photo to put there, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's not so easy. You don't just pick one and then put your name on it and push publish. It's actually a lot more complicated than that, because you have to put your stuff together. You have to actually design your content to go into that template. And so although they've like kind of paved the way and they've created like a framework for you, you still have to kind of do that brain work and that design work, So it's not exactly completely like foolproof, and so that's something that I've encountered in doing these like free templates or free websites, is that it's not actually as easy as they make it out to be. Something that you also, or I have encountered doing these things, is that you run into a little bit of a user interface learning curve. If you've used it a lot before, like obviously you get to know the website, you get to know all of it, and so you end up learning, oh, this is how this works and this is how Wix works. And so you start to learn. Well, it's like with anything. I think, we learn the program and then it's easier. But for someone that's just starting out, has never done web, it's not even in the technological world, it's going to be complicated because it's a user interface that is created for that, website or that program, and then we're having to figure out why they did what they did. So it's not always as easy as just like clicking and, pushing publish and then, so I think sometimes it can be deceiving when you see these ads online and it's just like, oh yeah, download this and click this and then, go live. It's great. You have to actually think through, okay, what am I going to put in there? What are the photos that I need? What's the content I need to be able to make your website look the way that you want it to look? So anyway, so I hope that this is going to be an exciting journey. We're going to go on it together. And if you have tidbits, let me know along the way. So, so I looked up some different options on how to create websites and free options on creating websites. So the ones that are popular, you probably see this ad all the time, is Wix.com. And we've talked a little bit about that, but it's great for creating websites. It's not actually completely free. It's this freemium idea. So you create a free website, but then if you want more options and you want to have your own URL, then you have to start paying monthly. And then that's where, to me, if you're going to go to that trouble of creating all of that extra, you might as well go and find a web developer. Because it's probably going to end up costing you less money because you can actually pay for hosting and URLs that are going to be a lot cheaper than these programs. That's my honest opinion. Let me know what you think, but my opinion is if you're going to start going into these premium and pay for like Wix and Squarespace and things like that, maybe do the math because it sometimes doesn't add up. And it's not like it's less of a headache to go through and try and figure it out on your own. You might actually end up saving money hiring somebody to do it for you for one time, and then you're paying less for your hosting and things like that. So that's just an idea, little tidbit. So it's not as easy as it looks. Now, I use WordPress, and I have used WordPress in the past. Now, let me just start off by saying I am not a web developer. I am a graphic designer, which makes web development a headache for me. I do not enjoy it. It is not fun. I wish that I could just like draw on a piece of paper and then put it in the computer and voila, there it is. Or maybe some oil paints. That would be fantastic. Can we oil paint our website? It would just be great. But that's not how it works. So, web designing with WordPress is fun, but it's not so fun. So that's why I want to take you on this journey. So my idea is that maybe weekly I will get on and do a live kind of update and interaction with you guys and take you on this journey of creating website. I'm currently creating fruitfulministries.com, which is my family's ministry. So I'm going to be creating that website. So I'm literally at the starting point of creating the website. So I want to talk about the first process when I'm actually creating a website. How many times am I going to say that? Honestly. Okay. So when I'm creating a website, the first step that I do that I feel like a lot of people skip, and it's honestly, I feel like it creates a faster process when you actually get started. But the first step that a lot of people skip that I think is the most important is sketching out your design. So important. But even before that, you kind of need to do the brain process, the thinking process. So I don't know who it was. Honestly, if you find the quote, let me know. But there is a smart person that said that the hardest job is thinking. And I honestly think that's true. And it probably is the longest part of my process is the brainstorming, thinking, researching process. So I wanted to share with you what I did to prepare for this website. So I actually started out by putting down a list of like what's needed. So when you're going to do the website, you want to think about, okay, what is the purpose of the website? Am I trying to get people to buy something? Am I trying to get people to sign up for my email list? Am I trying to get people to watch videos, read my blog? There's going to be a purpose for why people visit your website. So what is that purpose? And you need to keep that in mind while you're designing the website, because everything should lead to that. So when they go on your homepage, it should let them know what you're there for, but then also like lead them to that goal and that purpose. So that is something you want to write down. You want to write down your ultimate goals of, okay, I want people to interact and sign up for my email list, and then I want people to go and shop. So all of your content should lead them to those actions. So I wrote down those things, and you want to just jot those down so that as you're creating content, you're keeping that in the back of your mind, so that you're like, okay, this photo, this ad, this, hero box or whatever you're creating, it's going to lead them to that action. And then what I did was, after that, I go through and I just scribble. I don't know if you can see. So I just scribble out each page. So I go through and I write down home page, and then I'll write everything that I want on that home page. So, okay, I want an email sign up. I want, quotes. I want a link to this. I want a link to that. So I'll write down like I absolutely want these on each page. And so then that way I know the content that I'm looking to create. And then as I'm sketching out the website, I'll know, okay, I need a section for the email. Where is that going to go? Where is my video going to go? My welcome video? Or where is, so each page, if I have a list of like, okay, these are the content pieces that have to go on that page, then as I'm sketching and designing, I will know, okay, so how can I create a section for this that's also going to look good, and then design around that. It's like function and pretty. You have to think both at the same time. So that honestly is the first step, and then you go to sketching. And I wanted to share with you guys something that I got a long time ago that I absolutely love. These sketchbooks, I can link them in the comment box below, but they're awesome. They are like website sketchbooks, and they're divided out by pixels. They're amazing. I love them, and I use them all the time, and it's really great because I'm like a design nerd, but you can like sketch it out in pixels. So like you can measure out, okay, this is going to be 100 pixels and by 100 pixels, and it's actually gridded by pixels. Does that even make sense? Gridded? Anyway, it's a pixel grid. That's the point. So they're really awesome. And then I also got some of these UI, so you can create apps. This is like a small one for Windows, and then I have a larger one for the iPhone. So these are really awesome. I can link them down below, but they're really great if you're not good at mapping out the sizing of everything. Now, when I was sketching out the website, though, I did not have that. I just had my trusty little composition notebook, which is also fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So I wanted to kind of show you guys what I do. This is the home page, and I'll just create like a long box, and I'll usually wait to cap it off at the end when I'm done filling everything out. But then I go back to my list and I look at everything and go, okay, so what do I need? And then I think about, okay, well, what's going to be pretty? So I think about those two things interchangeably while I'm designing and sketching everything out. So this right here is my homepage idea. And what I'll do is these X's are created for me to know, like, okay, you're going to need a photo to go in that placeholder. So then I'll know like what I need later. But I just kind of grid it out and create the boxes and sections and areas, and then like write out quotes or write out, sometimes I'll just scribble, and then I know later I need to go in and put content there. So that's something to know. When you're sketching it out, just let your mind go wild. Keep in mind the list that you have, the list that you need of all the content that you need on each page, and then create pretty. I call it fluffy content, which is like the pretty stuff that is pretty. So after I go through and I create every single page that I need for the website and I sketch it all out, then I can go through and go down the page, go down the sketch, and write down, okay, I'm going to need, to go and have a photography shoot and do these photos, or I'm going to need to create a paragraph about such and such for the homepage, or I'm going to need to create a welcome video for the homepage. So then I know the content that I'm going to need to prepare for that page, which is really helpful because, if you think about it, when you go, you're like, okay, I'm going to build a website. So then you log on your computer and you get started and you're like, oh, shoot, I got to put a video there, right? And now you're like, oh, okay, I got to go back and forth. But if you go ahead and plan it all out and put your list together and get your sketch together, then as soon as you go to actually put the website together, then you have all the content you need. And that's something that kind of gets to me when I'm watching videos and they're like, oh yeah, I'm making a website in 10 minutes. I'm like, great, let me watch you do that. And then they put it together and I'm like, okay, first of all, it looks bad. Sorry. It doesn't look great. Second of all, you've already gone through and created all of this content that you're just plopping in there. You've already created all these stock photos and all of that. That is not in 10 minutes. You did not create a website in 10 minutes. You put your stuff together in 10 minutes and it doesn't even really look good. But, that's the thing is, people don't actually talk about, not often do I hear people talk about the process of designing before you actually get to putting it all together. So, that's kind of my opinion, but yeah, this is probably the meatiest part of the process of actually creating your website, because if you don't do all the thinking process and the preparing process before you actually put it all together, then it's going to be a headache and you're going to get frustrated. I already get frustrated and I do this, so, that's just something there. But, okay, so that is my, step one in creating a website. And that's the part that I honestly feel fine about, and that's the part I like. And now it's time for the process I don't like. So I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me, and AJ, I see that you're on, so I'm hoping that you will help me along the way, because I know that you're good at WordPress and I know that you're good at web design. So if you know anybody, please share this video with them so that they can join on this journey, on this Facebook Live event. I'm going to do it weekly and hopefully update you guys on how it's going, and then also hopefully you guys will help me in creating this website, because I've gotten so frustrated with WordPress that I honestly want to just give up, but then the fighter in me says no, keep going, you can do this. So I thought I would take you guys with me and hopefully you can help me with getting over this frustration. I think it's also going to be good and keep me accountable, because I've been putting this off for months and months. So my next process is to find a framework. And if you have done WordPress before, oftentimes what you do is you will log on, you get your hosting, you get your URL, and then you download a theme. After you download that theme, the frustration begins, because you have to figure out how they created that theme and how they coded it. And that's the annoying part, because not everybody does it the same way. Some people use a certain way to code and other people will use the post loop and blah, 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 like stuff I don't even fully understand, because I'm not really a code nerd. I just know HTML and CSS. I'm not very good at all the other stuff. So because of that, I get frustrated a lot trying to figure out how they did what they did and how can I get the slider in there because it's not just on the sidebar. Where in the world did you put it? Now it's hidden in the like settings tab. It's just so annoying. Every single theme is completely different. If you know what I'm talking about, click that like button because it's seriously frustrating. So I think what I've decided is I'm going to do a little bit of research this week and figure out which framework or building system to choose. And I keep thinking I need to just pick one and go with it and run with it and figure it out. Because the frustrating process about designing in WordPress is when you're constantly like starting from scratch or doing a new website and you use a different platform or a different theme or whatever, then that's the frustrating process is you're having to like relearn everything all over again. And it can be a complete like time waster. So I'm thinking I need to probably find the framework that works the best and then just stick with it. Because what I would love is just to find something that I have complete control over the design, and that is the annoying part. I think that if you are somebody that's like, I don't really care about design, I don't really care about the website, I'm fine with the colors that whatever that theme chooses, and I'm fine with the fonts, and I don't want to move it 20 pixels to the left. Well, I'm the girl that's like, I want complete control over all of my fonts, all of my colors, I want to move it 20 pixels to the left, and then I want to like overlay this and overlay that. The problem is, if I was creating just a static website of like HTML and CSS, I can write it out on a piece of paper. But then I want the functionality of the content management system that WordPress provides and all of its bells and whistles. So yeah, this is my frustration. Please, Jesus, help me. So, week 1, we've done our sketches, we've done our lists. Now it's time to find a framework. So I'm looking at Genesis with Beaver Builder. A lot of people say good things about that. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Comment below if you have an idea. And I guess I'll do a little more research, find out what the web says about different frameworks. And I think I'm going to just choose one and go with it for this and see how I like it. And if it works, I'm sure it's going to be frustrating. But if it works out well, then maybe I'll stick with it. So yeah, hopefully this will be fun. And we'll adventure together in making a website. Right? It's going to be fun. Right? Click the like button. Okay, so share this with your friends if you know anybody that is good with web and knows about WordPress, because I do know about WordPress. I don't want to make it sound like I don't know anything, but then at the same time, I'm really like pretend like I don't know anything because I haven't done this in years. I used to create websites with WordPress, and I would just take a theme and manipulate it, and I hated it so much, I stopped. And I avoid it with the 10-foot pole. But I need to just jump back into it, I think. But yeah, so I haven't done it in a couple years, and I know that there's a lot of things that have changed, but then a lot of things are kind of still the same. So I know a few things. The problem is I feel like there's a lot out there that I don't know that is yet to be discovered. And there's a lot of people out there that somehow use WordPress and create the website that they want and that they love, and it's exactly the way that they designed it in the first place, and it looks like their sketch. That's what I want. I want my website to look like my sketch. I mean, not like, pencils with lines and X's on it, but I want it to look the way in my head I want it to happen on the computer. So yeah, I'm going to take you on this journey. Hopefully we'll have fun, and hopefully you will learn something along the way. I'm going to probably learn something along the way, and I will just give it to you, and then if you will please help me along the way. So the idea for this week is to find a framework and just jump in the pool. So I'm going to link the sketchbooks down below if you want to buy them, because they're awesome. So if you frequently do websites, then you definitely need to get this sketchbook for sure. Okay guys, I think that's everything. Share the video, like the video, and then I don't know if I'm going to do the same time every week, because my idea is to kind of see like when people are watching, and then hopefully I'll jump on when everybody else is on, and so then we can all be together and interact together. So comment below and let me know your tidbits and your wisdom and words of knowledge, because I definitely need it. And my hope for this is that number one, you will begin to understand, I guess, the truth about creating websites and how it's not actually as easy as the ads say it is, but maybe we can figure out a way to make it easier than the headache that I've experienced. So if you have any information, please share with me, and I will catch you next week, and we'll see where we go. Okay, thanks. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next week. Bye!